This is Sean with Gate City Foundation Drainage. We're on this job here today, and we're kind of coming in after some contractors. The homeowner ran these contractors off, and he's trying to get some concrete replaced and getting a sump pump replaced as well. So take a look here. So I guess the concrete guys or whoever came in here and busted up the concrete, and the homeowner didn't really like what they were doing, so he ran them off and called me. So he wants me to get this sump basin fixed up and get the pump replaced. He also wants to hook on that drainage pipe there, that foundation tile, right? That foundation tile right there. And he wants to get that run into the sump basin here. And he also wants us to get these pieces of channel drain, which he said are working. I guess that's piped into the sump basin there. He wants us to get that back together. And then the other thing that's going on here is there is a sump pump discharge line right about there, and so from the neighboring property, so that just runs right down here into his. So we're going to get that trenched and get that discharge out a little bit. He got special permission. Oh wow, yeah, I guess we do need some dirt in here, don't we? So he said the people who were doing the concrete were going to try to reposition the sump basin, and he didn't want to do that. He wants to get this pipe right here trenched across and into the basin.
Okay.
And so what I think we're going to do there is, check this out. Since we don't have a lot of room, I think we're going to use this. Here, I'm going to get you to hold that. I think we're going to use our corrugated to PVC. Now this goes to 4-inch PVC, so I've got a 3 to 4 bushing here. So that'll go in there like that. And then he also wanted a clean out there, so we're going to drop this clean out in here and then run a piece of 3-inch across to the basin. And the reason we're going to do 3-inch is because we don't have a lot of fall across there.
And this is sitting out here?
It's sitting right here.
Right out.
Yep.
Okay.
So we'll dig that pipe back a little bit, hook onto it real nice. I think we should be in good shape. So he said this pipe, this perforated foundation tile, he said it does flow a little bit.
And where's that coming from?
That's just along the foundation right there.
Okay.
So
Good
get it
enough.
into the basin, and we'll go from there.
Good enough.
Whoa, be careful. I say, okay, I see. Alright, let's see if our pipe will go through that notch.
Okay. Let's take a couple little bit right here. If not, we're dedicated to just that hole.
Yeah.
still got a full flying bubble.
Let me see that real quick if you don't
Flaming.
mind.
Flaming bubble. Don't want to go more close up now.
Yeah. Here I am setting up the sump pump, and this homeowner had purchased the sump pump and told me that he had it already. Sometimes you have to worry about that when the homeowner purchases the sump pump or anything else for that matter, but this guy really knew what he was doing, and that's a Zoller M98 sump pump. So this guy turned out to be really cool to work with. He was mostly interested in getting the job done correctly, and it sounded like he'd had some issues with previous people working for him. So he just truly appreciated the fact that we came out there and were very professional and got everything done, had all the materials we needed, and kept working in a timely fashion. So that homeowner was super cool to work with. We were falling there. So we've got to be falling from the stoop here into the channel drain. So
Back drain.
we've got a little bit right there. All right. See if we can take this down a little bit right here. That looks pretty good.
Yes, about level right here.
All right. What if we take that up just a hair?
You can do that too?
Try it. All right, you're still good here.
I'm not breaking yet. About level.
Let's take a little bit right here out.
Okay.
All right, this is the neighboring property here, and we got written permission to hook onto this sump pump discharge and just run it along here, because what's happening here is when that chute turns on, it runs right into this property. So that's what we're working on now. The neighbor here was nice enough to let us hook onto the sump pump discharge line and take it out to the drainage basin. And you can kind of see here, we had cut the trench for a 90 to go on there. And the neighbor, the homeowner there, came out and she, for whatever reason, she didn't really like the idea of a 90 on there. And so I quickly realized what she was talking about. And so I ran to the truck and got 245s. And I asked her, would you rather have us do 245s to ease that angle a little bit? And she said, yeah, I'd really like you to do that instead. And so just like that, just that easy. Now the neighboring property owner feels like she had some say in the work we were doing, and she feels that we care enough about her property, even though we're doing this work to try and help the other neighbor's property. She feels that we care enough about the work to take her consideration and change what we were doing. It added a tiny bit more work for us, but we were more than happy to get that done the way she wanted us to, and we were happy with it too. You've heard me on my channel talking about neighbors before, and I've had customers whose neighbors have not wanted to help out at all with drainage issues, and then I've had other customers like this one whose neighbors are more than happy to help out and try to solve the problem with their water running onto their neighbor's property. So a lot of times drainage issues can make good or bad neighbors. In this clip, we're just getting this sump pump discharge line out to the drainage ditch at the front yard here. And the homeowner was kind of keeping an eye on us while we were working today, and he was popping in and out and talking to us about stuff. And you could tell he was very pleased, and you could tell he was very appreciative, because this thing was kind of a mess for him, and he'd been dealing with it for a long time from what I understand. And so we were really just supposed to get the drainage stuff ready for concrete, and he had asked me if we wanted to do the concrete. And after working with us today, he asked me again. He said, do you want to do this concrete? And I talked to Ronald, and Ronald said, yeah, let's do it. So just super easy homeowner to work with. Definitely appreciated the help. So that concrete video will be coming out soon.
Holler, my friend, and I appreciate it, Jennifer.
All right.
And I'll see you.
All right, thank you.
All right.
We got the sump pump back together here, and I think we're going to do the concrete work here too. So we've been talking to the homeowner. He wants to do a little bit bigger slab than was here. And then we got this sump pump discharge line buried, and it's way out there at the drainage ditch, so that's where it's supposed to be. So we are finished with this job.
Y'all, thank you.